by a show of hands, who has seen the movie WALL-E? And even if you haven't seen the movie WALL-E, by a show of hands, who is familiar with the people in WALL-E? And even if you're not, just do a quick Google search and you will see just WALL-E people, and you will see CGI, cartoonish, morbidly obese people in some like wheelie chair. It's not quite like a wheelchair that we would think of. A chair that moves around. They have like a drink in front of them. Everything is delivered to them, right? Everything is done for them. They don't have to do anything. And it's supposed to be a glimpse, potentially, into our future. Not everyone, but the idea is, as humans, we have been on a never-ending journey to make our lives easier. It's part of being human. That's how we were able to come up with tools. We made tools, right? It was like, this isn't working out for me. What do I have around me? And what can I use to make blank task easier? And then, we kept the ball rolling. Like, look at stairs. First, we had a ladder. They're like, it's kind of tough to go like straight vertical up. You can't like carry stuff with you as easily. What if we had it gradually going up, like stairs? And then what do? We had the stairs move, so you don't actually have to walk up the stairs. You can just it's an escalator, if you don't know what I'm saying. Just takes you up the stairs. And now if you go to the airport, you have like the floor moves, like that assembly line, right? And like, look at humans. We are on the never-ending journey of making our lives easier. Where we're at now, my students laugh because I show them Chat GPT, and it's artificial intelligence that essentially is able to think for you. So I could be like, tell me the history of blank, and it'll just like, tell me the history of the Civil War from the perspective of Robert E. Lee, and like, give me a 2-page paper, and it'll just do it. My students like, we don't have to write papers anymore. I'm like, that's probably going to be the reality of life, that like this new technology is replacing something for us. And we talk about like, what are the pros or what are the cons? Like, the pros are, it's less work. The cons are, it's less work. I don't have to do the work anymore, right? And so I show them the picture of WALL-E, and usually kids bring up WALL-E, of like, we're on our way to WALL-E. And when I'm looking at this picture, it's us in the future, right? I can look at these people like, suckers, like, man, that's gonna stink. But I had this thought recently this year when I was like talking to my students about it, like, we are those people. We are the modern, as far as we have been in human history, we are those people. We're not there yet to like the WALL-E character, but you and I in like the modern developed world, I don't know who you are. Sorry. Perhaps I'm assuming. But we are as closest to those people as any human has been before, with the amount of things that are done for us. And it makes our lives easier, which is lovely, because if I don't have to, the fact that I have stairs, like my life has become easier, and I can actually do more. Like the fact that I have a car, I can travel further. I can do more. I don't have to worry about like the more basic things. So that's one of the beautiful things about these new inventions that we create as humans. The negative part is we're getting to a point where I don't actually need to really think. Right? I don't have to do as much. I don't have to think. Like, artificial intelligence is going to think for me. I'm able to think, but the ability to think, like creative and critical thinking, is a muscle. It comes with practice. It's within us, but we're not immediately born with that ability. Like, you have to develop these skills. I might not necessarily need to have to figure out how to start a fire, but I should have the creative ability to, if I'm in a pinch, be able to potentially come up with an answer. That is the difference between us humans today and humans in the past, is we're losing the ability to problem solve. And I was going to go on a whole tangent about, like, we can't forget that, like, in the end, we are animals. And, like, this new technology is taking away what it means to be human from our experience. Perhaps that might be one reason why a lot of people are not content. But that's a whole other side thing. Something to think about. I just went on a rant, but something to think about.